And we're back. It's been a couple of weeks since the first podcast, and I just wanted to say to everyone, wow, did not expect that response at all. Had no idea that it would be that positive. Now, I will admit I turned the comments off on YouTube, but the rest of it and all the DMs I got to tell you about the DMs. By the way, everybody, my friend Mike McCrae.
Hey, everybody. Good to be here at episode 2.
And on the most unfortunate yet ironical night where this film is coming out that's supposed to rock the world with another police beating. Yeah. My friend just got off an airplane, and you may know him as Art Acevedo, our former police chief and the former police chief of Tampa.
No, Houston, not Tampa.
Well, you were there for just a little while.
That's Miami.
You know,
okay.
Oh, did I say Tampa?
He's got bourbon here. Now, did you already?
No, I already had one on the way.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's
don't start.
It's clearly.
No, not Tampa. I was thinking of Tampa.
Miami.
It's. I was paying a Disney bill yesterday, and that was what made me thought of Tampa. And now in Aurora, Colorado, correct?
Yeah.
You and I have a lot of personal stuff we need to talk about off the air.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what's going on with you. I have no idea how you're living this life.
Me?
I was onto a job.
Huh?
I'm still unemployed. I was onto a job in Kansas City.
Yeah. And
then you go to the wife and you go, what do you think about Kansas City? And she says no. So I got to figure out how you work all that out from going city to city.
You know, I just tell her, hey, we get along better when I live apart.
I've noticed.
It helps.
Hey, the mama didn't raise no fool, right? No, I'm kidding.
The people really need to know that we are embedded. Like our wives are best friends.
Yeah.
Our kids are great friends.
Yeah. Look, it's just she knows how it works when you're taking over a department. Right now, I'm just an interim, which is great because I can care less what anybody thinks. I'm there to do a job.
We are now in a studio called Boom ATX, and it's these great guys that run this tech company.
It's Vortex.
It's Voltec. And it has to do with they're making lighting plugs and stuff like that they build in your house that automatically already have USB, Bluetooth, Bluetooth and all of it in the outlet. It's a pretty cool thing.
And then one of the guys has his own podcast.
Yeah,
it's Boom ATX.
Boom
is a
ATX.
podcast.
Yeah, so that's that. But the responses were just incredible in my DMs, though. However, so in my direct messages, it was you've helped me get through this life. Your honesty about mental health and mental illness, hey, the same thing, has really helped me. Blah blah blah. But in general. Because I stood up, and by the way, I'd lost a bunch of weight, but I was sitting like this. And tonight we're not on cameras. I tried to dress skinnier, but it was like this. But at some point I started watching, and I really never enjoy myself. But I thought we did a good job. For the first go around, and
I think so.
Studio was beautiful.
It was great.
But every person that I went to with the DM, I'd stood up and said, "Yeah, I've lost 50 pounds," and I was showing it off. And I said, "Hey, hit me up, and I'll give you a secret." Dude, that's what I got in. I thought, oh, everybody loves me. There's 60 DMs in here every day. And every one of them, with the exception of a couple, said, hey, by the way, can you give me the weight loss secret?
You don't want to know.
And so I had to call the people.
You don't want to lose it the same way.
I had to call the people that run the clinic and say, I got about 500 people here who want to make appointments. Do you want me to hold off? Do you want me to go for it? And they said, could you just do it slowly? So I'll go through my DMs and give it to you slowly. I'll just tell you what it is real quickly. It's along the lines of Wegovy and Mounjaro and those A1C1 drugs. And people go, wait a minute, that was made for people with diabetes. Well, I'm pre-diabetic. I have been off and on. You can go, you get heavy enough, you're pre-diabetic. Yeah. So I'm taking it. It's been amazing. But it's so expensive that there are people finding new ways. And some of them happen to be, what do you call them? I almost said cemeteries, pharmacies, compound pharmacies who put all their own stuff together. So that's what's going on is I'm seeing a doctor, and what's that really important thing? Right behind a doctor, you get a degree, and you're called a doctor's something or another.
I thought I didn't know you lost the weight through some sort of clinical thing. I thought it was a side effect of everything you've been through the past year. I thought it was just like stress.
The almost D diet?
Yeah.
Let's just say it at that point. No, it wasn't stress at all.
I didn't realize that.
No, it was completely chemical. And so thank you to everybody. And right. It was really encouraging.
Can we say enema?
Yeah.
I thought I was told there was like an hourly enema that you take. That was a secret.
That's for something else.
Oh, okay,
it does cause you to There are side effects of those,
Yeah.
Of course.
of those sort of things. Okay, what else did I want to? I plugged to these guys. Oh, I gotta tell you, I left out a story because I gave the story of what has happened in the past year, but I left out a good one that we'll get to here in a minute. I just want to explain to people, and for good reason, that it's what time is it? It's around 6:08. They have not released that video yet.
Yeah, actually they have.
Have they?
Yeah, I was just watching it, and I.
Oh, okay. Watch it. No, watch it while I'm doing.
Yeah,
no, watch it.
go ahead.
I want a cop's opinion. I haven't seen it yet. You watch it while I talk to him.
I lost it. Where it's
All
over
right.
here. People are texting me.
Well, just go ahead and watch the whole thing.
Art Acevedo watching this video for the first time live.
How will a cop
on
respond?
on your podcast?
I think you know.
Do you remember the Hicks bit?
Which one?
The one about Rodney King and Officer Officer Kuhn.
great.
If you depends how you look at it.
Depends if you
Wait in reverse.
Put in
They
reverse.
help him up and send him on
help
his way.
him up and send him on his way. I mean, there's nothing funny about this, but we're gonna let him watch that going on. So
Yeah, you
we
watch
get a
it. So I
visceral
don't have to.
reaction. Say what you're gonna say into the microphone.
Well, it's just hold on. I can't back it. Unfortunately, I can't get it to back up. So,
Whose breathing are we hearing?
an officer that.
Is that a body cam?
Yeah, his body cam here. Hold on.
Oh, they didn't give you the wireless here, did they? We could probably do it on my phone. It's because there's so much traffic right
Can you
now.
hear me okay?
Yeah, we're fine with you.
Young male black, slim build, blue jeans,
Can you all hear it?
hoodie.
We can hear, yeah.
Well, you don't want to take up your old podcast looking at this, but
We will extend the podcast to have your expertise while it's all happening.
well, you know, we got to be more. We got to be smart about this stuff. You know, bad news it doesn't get better.
But this is what I don't understand, and I have to admit I'm.
All right, I'm going to just turn it off for now.
Well, just let it pause and it'll catch
Yeah, I
up.
paused it.
I'm pro cop when it's Art Acevedo, but I can make myself neutral here. But every city you've gone into is you fire cops.
I mean, if our bad cops are, you know, you have to. You can't defend an indefensible, and that's what some people don't get. But when the cops are right, whether the public is angry or not, I'm gonna defend them. I mean, I had a cop charged with murder in Houston, and I stood by him. It was a BS charge
Right.
out of the Harding Street raid. And I can't wait till the day I can tell the whole story and maybe in a book or something.
Or
about
on a
everything.
podcast.
Or on a pod-
in
well,
a
you know,
strip
I mean-
center.
In a strip center with
These guys, these guys have made they've made a
with
man
two other
cave.
old guys sitting around here.
These guys have made a man cave, though.
Yeah, this is a man cave.
I'm going to hit that
well,
Buffalo. What is that over
Buffalo Trace, and Bell Mead Reserve Bourbon.
there? So
It's been
but
open.
no, my point is that you wouldn't hesitate to fire a cop that had been busted for. Remember the guy who high-ended his car, cop
Yeah,
trunk
mhm.
when you first came here? He was gone.
He was gone and
Tried to get back.
Yeah, no, he didn't get back, and so. But that guy actually, to this day, he still calls me and checks in on me. He
did him a favor,
Well, you know
probably.
what? Yeah, it turned his life around, really, actually.
Here,
And,
I got a great example.
Yeah.
Last week we were, and I'm telling you right now, I will never go to Cancun ever again. I'll
yeah.
never. We went to
How'd that go?
Cabo San Lucas,
Yeah,
and I am now.
Cabo's
that's
great.
It's just absolutely gorgeous. The people are so damn friendly.
Yeah.
Food. If you find the right food, I stayed at an all-inclusive place.
Oh no, God, please,
God.
jeez.
It's worse than a cruise ship.
You're probably still digesting that
It's-
food and
Powdered eggs.
Very watery. Your digestion
Welcome
system.
to the 4-star powdered eggs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but we were over there, and we wanted to go into the city. We were halfway between the city of Cabo and whatever they call the one with all the boats. I guess that's San Luis. Ensenada.
Yeah.
And
So were you in La Paz? La Paz is between Ensenada and Cabo.
I was in Lago.
Okay. I didn't say La Paz.
we're gonna add that out.
I did not say La Paz. I said La Paz.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle. And the guy said, well, it's going to be $30 for a cab. And I'm thinking, well, what about Uber? And sure enough, they have Uber, but the cab driver, they're in that phase where the cabbies are beating up the Uber drivers and the guys in the resort are letting Uber drivers in. So we took the cab, and for some reason in my head, I thought he meant $30 a person. So I get out of the cab and I tip this guy $60, and I'm so pissed off. I did another thing today. I ruined my car.
my
Tesla says I owe $1,200 because I got my seat wet. That's all. Dude, it's one of those days where I found out I had a real estate referral from months ago from a year ago. Then they'd finally built their house, and $2,700 was coming in. And my son had to have his water at his practice, and I put the jug, and evidently it filled up the seat. And it fried something, and they don't just replace the little thing. They want you to buy a whole new seat at $2,100.
Well, on behalf of Elon Musk and Twitter, thank you very much.
But let's get back to where we were, though. And that's amazing for me to do. When you see stuff like this, is it sinking, like they're destroying their profession, or is it more anger about those guys were allowed to be cops?
Well, it depends, because we don't have a magic 8 ball, right? When you hire somebody, you just don't have that. It angers me because I was a cop for 35 years, left for about a little over a year after I left Miami, and now I'm back. And what pisses me off is that I know that most cops are actually decent people, but what's really interesting is our critics, especially progressives, and they'll say, "Hey, man, cops, they stereotype communities of color or poor people or whatever," but then but it's okay for them to turn around and paint 800,000 cops like a bunch of Neanderthals because 5 knuckleheads, knuckle drag pieces of what that I hope rot in prison.
We haven't cursed yet. Shit.
Well,
crap. Anyway, so it pisses me off because I know the damage this is going to do to a lot of good police officers.
But isn't it the same thing as a gang mentality that's going on and a macho thing? I know the guys that I went to high school with who were the mid bullies who would spit on your shoes and things like that. They went off and became small town cops. Happened a couple of times.
Yeah, and some of them became jockeys, didn't they? Like radio?
Just jockeys.
Just jockeys.
That'd be funny if I wasn't a talk show host.
Oh, Lord.
When you see this type of stuff, is there any possibility in your mind that these guys think in their head in that moment that I am adhering to my training? Are they deluded, or do they just know they're?
If they think they're following the trend, they're delusional, right?
But isn't it the
you
guys
don't get trained to beat the shit out of people,
right? I mean, I figure not, but in their head,
and the other guys who are rookies or maybe 2-year cops, they don't have it's not the balls, it's they know their pecking order and don't go over and stop it.
Well, you know what? Now they have to, because in a lot of states there's a failure to intervene. It's a criminal offense in a lot of states now. So you don't have either you intervene or you find yourself another job or you find yourself in jail.
So are you for more laws to stop this from happening? More guards against the police?
I'm for holding people accountable, right? And I met today with half of the sergeants from Aurora, and we really talked for about almost an hour and 45 minutes about expectations and profession. So shame on us that we have to have laws to tell us if we don't intervene, we're going to make it a crime. Shame on us. We took an oath, and so think about Derek Chauvin and George Floyd had just one guy say, "Hey, dude, get over here." How hard would that? That does not take. He wasn't beating on him. He's just sitting there on his neck, and the guy's starting to cough for his mom and stuff. And how hard it would not have taken a hero to say, "Dude, get on off of there."
But those guys are charged too, right? For the
they're not charged. They're in prison. All of them got convicted.
Right. So, but just by being bystanders, not doing anything.
Even the rookie, that's the one guy I kind of feel sorry for. But I remember myself as a rookie, and I'm sorry.
Good looking, so less fat.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
This is all natural, baby.
This is
all natural.
You had that Eric Estrada I almost said chorizo.
No. If I show you if I show you my picture on day one, I have it on my phone. No, dude. Unless you like dudes that look like they're about 90 pounds totally wet. Well, actually, that was you.
You mean twinks?
Oh, Lord. Okay, is this?
That's Dale's type.
Am I here?
Yeah, he's.
I hope nobody listens to this one. You're going to
this is the same thing. This one I have to say, all right.
That's enough.
Slightly high.
It's like I'm the rookie. He's the cop. Who's coming off.
So how did you guys find each other? That's what
I always
was he hitchhiking or were you hitchhiking?
No, I always look. Right,
I used to be on the old show all the time.
There's no money in this right now, and but as I was thinking, who would I want as a sidekick?
Yeah,
Mike would always come in and play this part where I would want to hear an impersonation, and I still do. do, but now I want a difference. I know Mike's extremely funny on his own.
Yeah, impersonation
and
of what?
He's also more intelligent than any of the comics in town. He posts things that sometimes are over my head.
What are you basing this on?
You'll post esoterical kind of weird questions and stuff that I look and just go, I just don't have time, man. I don't have time. So I wanted somebody that
I'm bad at social media.
He kicked me to the curb. I thought this was going to be like the Acevedo.
You moved.
I didn't move. I'm working.
You're still welcome
else.
to do it anytime. The three of us could do it.
Well,
whenever here's my.
I can't do it on the phone. Doesn't it work?
Are you living here? Or are you like in Aurora temporarily?
No, it's an interim job.
Okay.
I mean, there's no ending date. That's the kind of interim job. Jake is here. Tanya, they're here. They visited several times. They actually love it. I mean, Colorado's just beautiful.
That's where I'd stop right there.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So you need to come and visit, actually.
Oh, well, the other thing, do you remember what we did on the first podcast? So I gave the diet stuff, but do you remember the other thing we did, which was now looking back, I was really kind of, still shaky, weak, scared. It cuts by half, I'm sure, every time I do this. As a matter of fact, tonight I was driving in thinking, I want the old Dale back who rants and raves and tells people off. I want to read that article that came out in the Chronicle this week and give you some opinions.
Why not?
Well, I can't do that legally. I can't give you some opinions on that legally, and I'm sure I'll slip up. So it was people were upset. Well, they wanted not upset. They wanted the diet, and I couldn't. I gave it to a couple of people, but I couldn't everyone. But also to a person that was complimenting us. Not to a person. 75% said, I had to tune it out when you started to read that dog story. Please don't ever do that again.
Oh, because it was so sad?
You had me crying. And I wasn't even through the first quarter of it. If you missed first of all, if you missed the first podcast, and I should do this like they do on all these great podcasts, is please subscribe. Go back and listen to number one and subscribe on whatever platform you're on. Mostly we're on Spotify, then iTunes, and a bunch of the other ones. Whose names slip my mind. And then I put it up on YouTube, and to get any monetization so that we don't ask you for money, we need 300 more followers, 1,000 followers, and 4,000 viewing hours, which counts as who's sitting there watching it and how much does the time add up. So please do that on any format you're on. What was I talking about right before that?
The dog story.
The dog story. And so it was making people mad and sorry, and all I could hear the whole week. They
didn't want to hear crying Dale?
No, and I didn't ever cry. I never broke. I started quivering.
If I recall, it was pretty close.
If you don't,
broke.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you can probably find it online. It was a book by John Pointer, who, by the way, was going to do photos tonight, but he once again lost everything that he owns. But one thing was across town and here. But I'd given him short notice because I didn't think we'd do cameras. We'll do cameras again too. But John wrote a book after his dog passed away. This is like 10 years ago, and it became so viral online that they turned it into a book. And the book was called Today Was a Weird Day. It's from the dog's perspective. Mm-hmm. And the dog talks about, I started breathing really heavy as I was going up the hill today, but my master waited patiently. And go watch the first one.
I don't even start crying again.
I'll start crying again right now.
You can't do this every episode.
It's sad. But it reminded me of this, and let me see if I can make this board work. Oh, please work.
Fun where the music... Shit.
Oh, nice.
The countdown will begin this morning at 9, right here on WMNS. God damn, what a call letter. Let me do it.
This may not even be the one, but I want to hear this because I listened to this, and I remember what it was like to be in the midst. You want everything to be going so perfect, and maybe it's not in your life, so you're taking it out at work.
Again. The countdown will begin this afternoon at 1, right here on the entertaining 1410 WHLN. That sucks.
Yeah, somebody close.
WKRM. The countdown will begin this Sunday afternoon at 2, right here on WKRM 1340, where we're getting involved with, shit.
This isn't the good one. Let me find the good one, because there's one where he's doing these drop-ins, and I worked at several small stations that would play Casey Kasem, and you're playing it on an actual set of discs, and you've got the breaks. Yeah, you got the breaks, and you got to time out the commercials and all that. And so he would put in interstitials, I think that's the word, IDs for your station. Uh-huh. And when you got them, you thought, man, he's mentioning us.
Oh, wow, yeah.
He's mentioning us and Tyler. It'd be, I'm Casey Kasem, and you're listening to 93.4 KTYL. Well, he's doing those, and somebody says that they have him on at 2:00 in the morning, and he goes, two. I'll tell you what. He's just like pissed off. Hold on, let me go back a little bit because I have the other one right
Didn't
here.
he die, and then there was some dispute over
his
who
body
got his
was
body?
like 3 years.
Oh, okay, so I'm not making that up.
3 years.
Well, how'd that end up? He was in freeze for
Now,
3 years?
we're up to our long
I think his daughter finally got him. I don't know. So this is the one I was talking about. A lot of people know this, but just to hear it without the editing is so great. So this is the way people reacted to me trying to read the dead dog dying story from the perspective of
I love
the
how
dog.
Art Acevedo's over here watching this horrible video, and then you're playing Casey Kasem.
Actually, so far, it's just the termination point of a pursuit. I didn't get to see the very beginning of it. I missed it. And I don't think this is going to be the horrific part. The horrific part's about to come.
Well, here comes the funny part from Casey Kasem.
So I can't hear what they're saying because I don't.
The countdown will begin this Sunday afternoon at 1, right here on...
These phones are really sensitive.
Now,
to touch.
we're up to our
I'm not going to touch
long-distance
it. I'm
dedication.
not going to touch it.
And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please.
This is what happened.
See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone?
Get Don on the phone.
Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. This is last goddamn time. I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is, that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying. What is this fucking ponderous, man? Ponderous, fucking ponderous.
That's the first time I ever heard that.
Nonstop music. Rick.
It's the first time. I didn't realize when I was screwing up all there. We can edit it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't happen.
Don't worry about it.
Didn't happen. So that was the other complaint, was it made people cry. Just that little bit.
Well, then stay away from the sad stuff, Dale.
I got a weird thing. I'm kind of
No one wants to hear you cry?
I'm a bigot on Facebook.
You're a bigot on Facebook?
A pet bigot.
What, like against pit bulls?
If I see, no, close. If I see somebody whose cats died, I scroll on. Anyone I see who lost a pet, I always try to make a comment.
Except cats?
Except cats.
Well, yeah, you're racist against cats.
Well, you can't be racist. They aren't racist.
Cats are sort of a racist.
Any updates over there, Ace? Nope. Oh, he's not seeing something pretty is what. Let's do something else funny.
Yeah,
and
this
then we'll
is
go
such
back
a
to,
weird juxtaposition.
Here, something I left out for you for the, we went, so 2 months after the collapse of Dale Dudley.
I don't even want to watch this anymore. It's just pissing me off.
Well, let's go there then.
Yeah.
Let's forget about my.
You're on the air?
Yes, we're always on the air. He
shit,
never
okay.
realizes that. We're always on the air. Every time I have him in the room, no mics go off.
Anyway,
all right, let's get back to it. So this is you're listening to this Friday night when the video was supposed to come out of where? Memphis, Tennessee, with the 4 or 5 black officers who had beat the other guy to death. And they have spent the last 24 hours warning the country as to what is going on. We have the former police chief of Austin, the former police chief of Miami, and now in Aurora.
Don't forget Houston.
Oh, it's tiny market.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, all right. No, it was a tiny stop in Miami. It was about 6 minutes with those crooked. Yeah. You ain't kidding.
I got a great recommendation. Have you watched the show about them trying to make The Godfather?
I don't know why we watched this because this really kind of ruined my night.
I'll tell you later.
You know, it's just Tyree. Okay, so he ran.
Take your hand off your.
He ran. He ran the first part. I didn't see the entire thing, but they were in pursuit. It appears like he got tased and pepper sprayed, and he still got away because the officers kind of pepper sprayed each other. A little, not too smart.
Crossfire.
Yeah, a little cross pepper spray fire. And it looks like these other officers that have been charged, find them and
it's just a gang beating.
Yeah, I mean they're just kicking them and
using asps,
kicking them. It looked like one of them used. Here come two more. Let's see what happens. Two more. They're coming late into the scene. I'm up to 5 cops now. He's laying on the ground. Just
asked for his mama a couple of times.
It's just disgusting.
This guy did?
The guy that died.
Oh, my God.
It's a common thing in war.
It's Tyree
sure, yeah.
Tyree Nichols, right? And,
right.
And what I'm curious about is where the body-worn camera footage on the beating, because this is all from, it looks like a public safety camera or something.
I thought some of it was from body cams.
The beginning there was body cams, but this is the beating.
He's still getting beaten this entire time.
No, not the whole time. Now they're dragging him.
Jesus Christ!
It's just.
Would you be up that night immediately? Of course you would.
Are they called me?
No, I mean if that was your market, if that was your city, you'd be up all night, wouldn't you?
Tonight?
No, God, you just got off a flight.
No. You're talking about if I was in that city right now.
Yes,
I wouldn't. I would definitely wouldn't be here talking to you. I'd be out in the streets keeping people safe. How's that?
If you were the police chief of Memphis, would that keep you up all night?
What keeps you up at night all the time is you don't have any control over what happens in the middle of the night, and we have all these.
Now, will she be fired because of that?
You know what? I doubt it because she acted very swiftly. But look at what happened. Part of the problem with American policing is lack of continuity of continuity of leadership, right? You have these elected officials that when something goes wrong in the middle of the night or even in broad daylight, they think that the police chief can create a culture where you have nothing ever goes wrong. You don't have this. We are dealing with people just like everybody else is, and I'll never forget Erica Shields in the summer of the George Floyd summer where that all went on. She's one of the most progressive, tough police chiefs. Erica, she was in Atlanta. I don't know if you remember Mayor Bottoms at Atlanta wanting to be like vice president or something, and so she had a couple of bad incidents, and she fired her. Well, why you fired her because cops in the middle of the night did something contrary to the way they're trained, contrary to everything.
Yeah, that just happened to somebody, though.
But you got to show that you're holding people accountable.
Kill your phone, please.
BS, right?
It's a political move, right?
It's just BS. And then the sad thing is that Mayor Fisher in Louisville, who I've worked with on gun policy and stuff over the years, in my role as Major State Chiefs president back in the day, he hires her in Louisville. Remember, they did get a consent decree. She gets brought in, and she starts doing a great job of carrying out the reforms there. And then they have an election a year and a half after she's hired, and the new guy that wins the mayor's race says, well, you know what, calls her in, I didn't pick you, so I think I'm going to get rid of you. Mm-hmm. And now she's gone.
Did you hear about what happened to that chief down in Miami?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that guy, that guy's a turd.
Dude, I wanted to do the original podcast was going to be me, Art, and Deb O'Keefe from 109 because we had she had been first, and then
the three fireys.
Call it fired.
Yeah, fired.
And just take
AMA
from people, do it live, and have people call in with the worst things.
And we would have gotten Donald Trump, and there'll been 4 of us all fired.
She just sued, right?
I got to fix it though. I was not fired. My contract was not renewed, but I was not allowed back in the studio. How's that?
I wouldn't let you back in the studio either. I mean, geez, you're an enchilada short of a combination plate right after they didn't renew your.
I did what?
You were an enchilada short of a combination plate.
Oh, I was short of a plate, my friend. Still am.
I'm getting hungry talking about.
I know I'm hungry
still
too.
Still am a little bit.
That's pretty. It's just. I don't think you beat on people just because you can.
Well,
it's just
hope not.
It's just wrong, right?
Yeah.
And so. But again, I want you to think about this, listeners. You have 800,000 cops, and if only 1% are knuckle draggers, what does that? What is that? What's the number? Quickly.
Well, I only heard I only heard knuckle draggers and was trying to make sure it was PC enough to go onto the podcast.
Are you serious? You have to be What? You have to be politically correct.
I'm really, you know what? I'm really surprised that didn't
I hope
eventually
not.
get me. Like I always thought, because I made a joke when this whole thing of cancellation started, and I said it went along the lines of what was the artist who said everybody will be famous?
Andy Warhol.
Yeah, and I was, in the future, everyone will be in big trouble for 15 minutes. And I really expected at some point it was going to happen.
You're right.
No, yeah, see, everybody would have 15 minutes of fame.
But no, mine was a mental breakdown live on the air. That's too much to handle. And I'd only told you for 30. I'd only told him.
Yeah, I lost the pool.
I only told him for 32 and a half years that, I have something that might occasionally need some time off. So, all right, then let's move on to something less. Let me see which one of these. Going back to September of 2001, after our big event, we go and it's August, September, or mid-October. They do a race here in town.
Of 2001?
No, of 2021.
2021.
They do a race here in town, and it's like the Mad World kind of race. And it's a race to Vegas, and here's the deal: you got to buy a car for under $2,000, and you and your team. Everybody takes off and tries to get to Vegas the fastest, and I'm serious. Amanda was sending pictures from getting gas at midnight nonstop all the way to.
Wait, she did it?
Yeah, she did it.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of teams, a lot of real estate people doing it. A lot of people are doing it, and I was out there for just to hang out.
Isn't that dangerous? And they're just telling people to drive as fast as they can.
They never tell them that. If you get
it's a race.
If you get a ticket, you're disqualified.
Well,
you can't get a ticket. You just have
to
risk it. Just have to lie about them. But we went out there, and of course, I was just tagging along, more like a barnacle than anything else. Not something really anybody was worried about. And I didn't know anybody, so I just hang out in the room, and sadness and depression and all this. So think of it now. I want you to think about me last week, and let's do like the Amazing Kreskin. I want you to go back deeper, Art, deeper into the sadness. Are you sad yet?
Kinda.
No, come on. deeper into the sadness. Hello. Right before, get as low as you can. All right.
Am I envisioning your mind at that time is what you're saying?
Or the lowest you've ever been.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay.
Not going to tell us what it is, are you?
No.
Yeah.
That's your job. You're share boy, not me.
I'm share boy. You're kind of right.
You share.
Yeah. So we're checking out of the hotel. First of all, can't afford the hotel. It's the Wynn. I'm unemployed, and we're staying at the Wynn. And why did we stay there? Because the other girls were staying there. It was just that whole thing. I don't get it. I'm being sexist, but I don't understand what the connection is with women because they get away from each other and immediately trash each other.
Oh, it's the best, though.
Yeah, and
it's hilarious.
I had a Trumper, female, a great friend of my wife, very good friend of my wife. And we never talk about politics, but all of a sudden, she said something drunk, and I said something drunk, and it almost started into a scene out there
between you and him, or this friend.
Yeah, her and this friend.
I would have put my money on the friend had it been a fist fight. He was drunk, probably falling down.
You were in Hawaii with me once.
Did I throw you off?
No, I found the pictures of us in Hawaii, and I'm sitting there going, "That was such a great trip." That lasted 2 days. We got there. He comes down. He goes, "I got to leave." I go, "Why?" He goes, "George Bush Sr. died. I got to go to the funeral."
Oh, were you guys there with that?
Yeah, that's what we were in Maui.
Oh my God, I forgot you guys were there. That was a bummer, dude. Because when Barbara Bush died, remember I was in Houston.
Oh, it was Barbara.
No, it was George Bush. But Barbara Bush dies. Remember, she died about 6 months before George, right? Barbara Bush dies. I was supposed to go to my nephew's wedding on the beach in California. I had to cancel that trip. So the Barbara Bush ruined my...
Now, what if the Bushes are listening?
Oh, I'm sure they are. I mean, I thought I saw something right behind you.
You know what? I'm sure they are.
Oh, so now 6 months later, we go to Hawaii. Tanya and I, my wife and I, had not been on a vacation by ourselves in like 10 years because of Jake, right? You know. So I was going to actually marry my lawyer, my lawyer from Austin, Houston PD, my labor lawyer, and her partner. So I had to register as a performer, right?
Okay.
To the marriage.
Yeah,
and I'm an ordained minister now. And the second Tanya and I land, we've got a hotel at the Ritz-Carlton right there in Kanapali, or really great room. We land. It's about 5 hours later in Houston, Texas there. And right when we're walking to a place called Piñatas right there in Kahalui, which is one of our favorite little fast food burrito places, Mexican places, my phone rings. It's 1:30 in the morning or something in Texas, and it's the Secret Service. Can I say shit?
Yes.
I said.
I want you to swear.
If you're ever with me over at iHeartRadio, we can't. But
no, there I'll go. Manure.
That would
that work? Manure.
That's impactful. How impactful?
Oh, manure.
Golly darn gosh.
It's like when we were young and and you don't say bullshit and no, it's bull manure.
With our kids, it's cool until my daughter drops the F-bomb. She's too young to do
I
the
love
F-bomb.
that kid.
Has she done that?
Oh.
How old is she?
What do you think she's learning?
She's about to turn 12.
I mean,
which means I'm turning 62.
That's F-bomb central over there at the Dudleys.
My kid's 11. He never swears.
He's wonderful. That kid ought to be an actor.
Wow.
He really is.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's good looking.
Great.
And you must not swear at home either.
I do, but and he makes fun of me for it.
Well, good for him. He must have a good mother. But so anyway, I looked at time. Oh shit! God damn it! It's the Secret Service. George Bush just died. I pick it up, and sure, it's the SAC specialist in charge. George Bush died.
What if it had been me, man?
No, dude.
The Secret Service call.
Look,
if the Secret Service call.
No. If I pick it up and it says this is the Travis County Jail, that would be your call.
No,
that's because of Jeff Ward call.
I'm going to work for you someday.
Oh shoot! All right, okay, just checking.
This is the Williams County Behavioral Health Center.
Well, I think I did get that call, didn't I? No.
Do you know a Dale?
So we had to come back. I mean, that's
okay. I want you to
whatever.
I want you to be a judge in this thing that happened to me. Now you know me. Right. You know me. You know my history before I was married and how I always shot way out of my league and did some people wrong and some things like that. Got my feelings hurt a lot. All right, I want to show you where I was standing. We're in the lobby of the Wynn. Very big, very giant.
Nice,
right?
nice.
Amanda Dudley goes over there to the other part to check out. This is me right here. I'm over here now, Stanley. This is the way I'm looking. I'm right here. And I'm standing there just... and I'm looking like this. And I hear these... And then my head goes up like this, and I just hear, "What are you doing? Why are you staring at me? Or something, or sexual pervert, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da." And I'm like going... Could this get any worse? I mean, seriously.
What are you making that sound for? Just sadness?
Huh?
Well, why were you making that sound?
I wasn't. That was music for you. To know you would know it's sad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
no,
okay. That takes a hell of an imagination to consider that to be music.
Yeah,
I was standing there basically saying, sorry for the mic noise. I was standing there basically asking myself, was this trip worth it? I mean, did we, we had some time together and all this stuff, and this woman just comes after me, and I don't have my hearing aids.
Quit looking.
I don't have my hearing aids in. I don't know what she says. It's just wah, 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 and all of a sudden I hear out of left field, "You stupid bitch! You'd love to have him looking at you." And there she goes.
Oh my God. That was Amanda, right?
Nice.
And this is a checkout. They were like at a point. You were checking out, right?
Yeah.
They were at about a 0.20 at that time, so they were kind of somewhat sober.
Yeah.
No, it was the morning after, or I shouldn't even. So, do you agree that I didn't do anything? Because I think on the old show they would have said you did something.
Objection.
You didn't
the
do
evidence
anything.
Is incomplete. Where's the other party? I need to hear from them first.
I don't think so. She wasn't that hot.
You know what? I would have said, sorry, ma'am.
I've had two.
I just see some blob in front of my. I thought my eye. I wasn't staring at you. I was staring at my glass. I just saw a blob in front of me. Must have been you. I apologize.
Somebody just dumped my head in a shit bucket. I'm sorry. I had 2 road rage incidents today.
Oh my God! Look, I'm not your
wet.
I'm not your priest. I'm not your priest. You don't get to confess.
My daughter's school is a 4-way stop. It's very friendly. And some people took a long time to go. I was in the middle going forward, and the gentleman needed to turn his left. And I simply rolled out, and I realized, he's going to take a left. And I softly put on the brakes so he could come around. And he just went, "Yeah, you motherfucker," and the finger.
Damn, you got the finger? I haven't seen the finger in a long time.
There's something that happens in a human being. I don't know what it is. Immediately, I wanted to turn the car around and go chase him, which I've done before, which is very bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. I only got out of the car once, and I made sure I looked in the rearview mirror, and I go, "Yeah, that's a skinny kid. That's a skinny white kid. I'm going to go back there." I'm going to get it. So things are getting back to normal, I guess, with me.
Good.
But
you look good.
Also, the other one I wanted to give you was the sex scratch book. And I meant to bring it.
What?
I'll bring it next time.
Scratch book.
What's that?
I have a feeling I know what it is.
It's a hardcore book. And we going to Cabo, we really wanted it to be us because it had, just like he said, it's tough when you have kids. And, well, you have a kid. Right. So,
But I'm not married.
I know. I'm just trying to look like a genius just from remembering. And it's this book. You open it up and it's like,
no wonder you look so happy.
You have to make a promise to each other that you're going to do these unless you both agree that you're not.
Okay.
And you scratch the first one off and it's pretty mild.
Oh, it's
And
like a
then
lottery ticket?
Yeah, which is
okay.
great because somewhere there's going to be threesome, right?
Oh Lord.
Sure.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back. Yeah, someone's going to be. Here was our.
Did you scratch off
By the
threesome?
way,
No, we just scratched off
my
the
name's
first
Greg
one.
Hamilton, just for the record.
We scratch off the
County
first
Sheriff.
one, and let me tell you, you're supposed to do it whenever they want to do it. And what it is, you give each other a code word. You have the same code word, and that means I want to have sex tonight or sometime later on. And it was great for about 24 hours, 25 hours, 26 hours. We did it. Do you want to know what our code word was?
I don't think I should.
Help. For a man that was help.
No.
Wait a minute. What is our code word?
Headache.
Oh, no. You forgot our
Headache.
code word.
I have a headache.
It's either itch or scratch. Itchy or scratchy.
God.
I can't remember.
Oh, Lord. Okay. You need to take better notes for your bit next time.
Of all things to not forget, Dale, I know you're having some memory
Go
problems.
try them on her. It's a 50-50 shot.
You know what? You sure it was? No, we had sexual relations a month ago. What are you complaining about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're doing better.
Oh, good.
It's doing fun. Just on that end.
Oh, shoot. Good for you. God bless you. God bless America.
I think
Quite something.
I think we've done a fun show here today. I could go for 2 hours, and I got some news in the pipeline. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We're going to find out. Or hopefully you may be hearing me on the air and via podcast. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to. It's going to be a low powered thing. It's a trickle. But I really appreciate the response that we got. And I just did take it. I haven't had a shot yet, but I just poured some Belle Meade Reserve. We need to thank the guys here. We are traveling podcast. We are at the Boom ATX studios. Give those guys a listen. Boom ATX. They're just a bunch of good old fellows who run this electrical engineering and research development because they got some pretty cool stuff for homes, and it's called Voltec, and we really appreciate them. Where are you next?
Where am I next? You tell me. Where am I next? I'm the athlete's foot chief. You can't get rid of me. You just keep coming back.
All I can tell you now, because this will be post, but I don't know why I told her we're going to Ron White's retirement party. I don't want to go.
You don't want to? Why not?
Because I'm not good. Nobody listens to me.
When is his retirement party?
Oh, come on, man.
When's his retirement party?
Right now.
Oh, I'm not going to that.
Oh, tonight it is.
You don't want to go?
I don't want to be a witness. Where is it at? It is condo.
I mean, where is it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you really say where is it at? And you're a national police chief?
You know what,
Holy
dude?
shit,
Look, if you want an English major, or the guy that couldn't even remember there was scratch or itch,
Yeah,
you're going to start talking shit about me? Let me tell you something. If the right word got me what I wanted, I believe me, I'm not going to forget it.
Let me tell you this.
Which one was the word, by the way? Which one was it?
Poke your hole.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm going to drink on these things occasionally. You're just going to have to bear with it.
Where's the party?
That's Saxon.
Oh, okay.
Till midnight.
That's on South.
Monty Montgomery's playing, and he's my favorite.
Is that on South? Not on South Lamar? Somewhere? I don't remember where that's at. Or
South Congress, South Lamar.
I can't remember.
What do you have next, Mike?
Let's see. Well, I'll be headlining Cap City on
Are you really?
February 14th, Valentine's Day.
You going in to see the guys? Will you tell them I said hi?
Of course I will.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I haven't heard. I haven't been on there. They haven't had me on there.
I'll talk to Chewy.
So
Chewy.
I mean, I'm sure it's not on purpose, but I mean, I don't know if
I would know. I don't. I used to when you were on. I'd listen to you on air, and I'd listen to you on this, whatever the app. Not anymore.
There's a lot of ways to get to Dale.
I didn't have time.
That's a lot of Dale right there.
I'm a loyal friend, man. I'm gonna tell you what.
he absolutely
I've never
is.
listened to, and look, I love those guys, but that show was never right. When any day you were off, the show was off. I just
got to disagree with that.
No,
I can't.
No, sorry,
it was their own.
You
thing.
can disagree all you want. I'm
It
just
was
telling you for my
they
taste.
Have their own chemistry.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
I just can't. I just like. I left so ugly that there's nothing I want to say about anything.
No, but I can just tell you as a
they
consumer.
got better. How their ratings went up. They lost 270 pounds and shot her through the moon.
270.
No, that would be nothing.
That would be you.
I lost 50 pounds. So
You look good.
Still got man tits.
Now we can just.
All right, let's end it on man tits. Let's thank these guys again. Once again, the guys at Voltec and BoomATX.com. Art Acevedo on the night that he probably didn't want to really be here, and
yeah, you know what?
We may have more on that to do because I'm going to do different podcasts. There's going to be other spinoffs, and Mike can do some stuff. We'll just throw it all together. And Mike McRae,
We'll have a whole empire.
I didn't get you didn't do any impersonations.
That was a voice free one.
Notice I haven't asked.
I know.
We'll see you next time, everybody.
All right, guys.